started with this. So we're going to take a look at, first at the severe weather outlook for tomorrow. As you can see here, there is a slight risk, or that yellow colored area, which is a 2 out of 5 on the severe weather scale. It's on the what we call the lower end, but it still means that there's a chance of severe weather. Once again, this doesn't mean everybody in the risk area is going to see severe weather. What this means is the atmosphere could produce some severe storms, and some areas could see some severe weather. There's that chance. That's the biggest thing. It doesn't mean you're going to see severe weather. It means there's that chance. Current timing right now looks like it's going to be between 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. We could have some showers earlier in the morning, but I don't think those will play too big of a role. They may. The atmosphere looks like it's going to recover from those, and really the afternoon into the evening time frame looks like the biggest potential there as well. Starting out, the threat's going to look to begin across far western Arkansas in the early afternoon, right there around that 2 p.m. time frame. The initial threat will be mainly tornadoes and hail as those storms develop and they're off by themselves. Then these will evolve into a linear mode of more of a line of storms, and when that happens, that'll cause the threat to kind of change to more of a damaging wind and possibility of a few brief tornadoes along the line of storms. You always have to watch for that potential with those, but when they start to transition into that line of storms, that's when your damaging wind threat and that chance for brief tornadoes really increases there with that. So let's go ahead and break this down threat by threat. Once again, be prepared for more updates throughout really tomorrow morning leading up to this. We're going to have the live nonstop radar coverage up over on YouTube once again, and do pretty much a lot like how we did here this past event, where if there's anything we feel the need to go live for, we will on Facebook, and we'll break it down for you there like we did last night. So taking a look at the tornado outlook, this is the tornado outlook. All these severe weather outlooks that you see, the severe weather outlook, the tornado outlook, the damaging wind outlook, the large hail outlook, these all come from the Storm Prediction Center. We do not issue these. These come from the Storm Prediction Center, just like the severe weather watches that you see and the mesoscale discussions, and the warnings are issued by your local offices. All we do here is basically just forward the information to you and cover those storms a little more in depth. They take care of all of that. Now we can pinpoint a storm and go, hey, we're watching this storm, but it's up to the National Weather Service to issue those warnings. We do not do that. But once again, this is from the Storm Prediction Center, the SPC. What this shows is the tornado outlook. As you can see, that brown color here across the area is your 5% or your low-end tornado threat. Your tornado threats, once again, on the low end, but it still needs to be monitored closely. We're going to monitor it for updates, and we're going to continue to keep you updated on the newest on that as well. But once again, remember, the tornado threat looks to be the highest whenever the storms first develop and they're off by themselves, and they could, pose that large hail threat and tornado threat. Then as they turn more into a line, they're going to be more of a damaging wind threat and a brief tornado threat along that line of storms as they progress throughout the area, throughout the afternoon and the evening time frame. Now taking a look at our damaging wind outlook, as you can see here, that yellow color is that 15%, which is the medium damaging wind threat. That pretty much covers most of the area down to El Dorado. Union County is in that brown color. The further east you go, the lower your severe weather threat starts to get, because you start to get later into that day. You start to lose the things you need, or some of the things you need for that. Still, you need to watch, if you're across Arkansas, you'll need to watch for a severe weather threat tomorrow, but we'll have to really pay attention more to western Arkansas throughout the afternoon hours tomorrow. Then the large hail threat. Once again, the large hail threat looks a little bigger to the further south that you go down there in Texas and that area. But once again, we do have that large hail threat, which is a 5% low-end hail threat. But once again, it still means that there could be the possibility of some large hail. Once again, this doesn't necessarily mean that everybody's going to see severe weather, but there is that chance that people could see severe weather tomorrow across the area. I know Friday night we had a lot of reports of damaging wind gusts pretty much across the I-30 corridor, pretty much from southwest Arkansas, or really from Texas all the way up across Little Rock. Also with this, we do have a flood watch, which is in effect for all the counties that we cover in southwest Arkansas and pretty much western Arkansas from Sunday morning through Monday morning. Don't let that skip your mind as well. The flooding threat will be on the table potentially with this as well. So real quickly here, let's pull up our radar software. And once again, this is Futurecast. This isn't exactly what radar is going to look like. Once again, we get these in hourly, and on this certain model here, the HRRR, this model is high resolution, goes by hour. We get this in every hour, so things are going to change. This gives us a general idea on what we could see, and it's not exactly what we're going to see. It gives us a general idea, but it helps us get an idea on what we could see. So let's show you what we're talking about for tomorrow morning. Currently, what's going on in Oklahoma is going to form into a line of storms and move across the Oklahoma area overnight tonight. This is at 4 a.m. currently, or this is what this model is showing at 4 a.m. It's got a line of storms from Texas all the way across across Oklahoma and those areas. But let's show you what happens as we put this in motion and continue this across the area. See here about 7 a.m. it's into northwestern Arkansas, but watch what happens to this southern end of this storm. This morning we kind of thought that this could potentially move into portions of southwest Arkansas in the morning and could have posed a severe threat, but model guidance has been leaning towards more of this line falling apart. So I'm not going to rule out the possibility of you starting your morning off tomorrow morning with some showers and some storms, but those are going to fall apart as they continue east, and look what occurs as we head into the afternoon. You start to see some more storms fire off behind this, and the atmosphere, one of the biggest questions I think that we're going to have to watch, as always with these events, is how quick does the atmosphere recover and where does that occur at? What we've seen on Friday is we've seen an area, I would say, around this area that was really, or well, we need to move that a little further north, but this general area here in southwest Arkansas kind of had a lot of rain throughout Friday, and if you notice, that kind of helped lower that severe threat on Friday for that area, and that severe threat was a little more towards your south and west or east there. But we'll have to monitor how much rainfall occurs. Can the atmosphere recover? And signs are pointing to that it does recover, and as we head into the afternoon, you see more development occur. And at first, with this development that does occur, it's going to pose that large hail threat and that potential for tornadoes. But as we head into the later into the afternoon, you start to see it kind of tries to form a line, and as it forms that line, you're going to go from a tornado to large hail threat to more of a damaging wind threat and brief tornado threat along that line. And then you could have some more rain and storms left over across the area. Potentially there around that 10 to 12 a.m. time frame is when it moves out of the area. Could have some showers left over, but after that, looks like we could be on the clearer side there for that. So once again, that's just one of the models that we use. If we take a look at this North American model, which is another high resolution model, and put this over here, it kind of shows something similar. Once again, this isn't exactly what it's going to look like. I want to make that very clear. When we get to radar tomorrow morning, we'll get a better idea on what we could see, and we'll get a better understanding of it. There's going to be more severe weather updates that are posted to the from the Storm Prediction Center overnight tonight and as we head throughout the day tomorrow, and we'll continue to monitor those and we'll keep you updated. But once again, putting this in motion here from about 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, this is another model. This has this falling apart and us not really seeing anything. So if that occurs, you see more storms develop, and this kind of has it later into the day, but we'll watch that closely and brings it in more as a line of storms. So we'll watch that closely, but once again, the biggest thing with this is you're going to have to watch. We'll put this back over here, and you'll have to watch for those storms to initially fire off as a potential with that tornado and hail threat, and then as those storms turn into more of a line, they're going to have that brief tornado threat and damaging wind threat. This looks from about 2 p.m. to, I would say, 11 p.m.-ish across the area here. Another thing is we're going to have the live nonstop severe coverage up on the Facebook or on the YouTube page. We'll have radar updates and any new information that we have here on the Facebook page tomorrow. Once again, if there's any warnings that we that we feel the need to go live for over on Facebook, we will, and we will track those over on Facebook and YouTube. But once again, stay weather aware tomorrow. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and we'll get to them, and we'll try to help you to the best of our ability. If we don't get to you now, feel free to leave a comment even after this is posted as a video, and we will try to get to it, and we will try to find the answer there for you. But once again, have multiple ways to receive warnings, have multiple sources just in case, and make sure you have you know what to do in case a warning or anything of that nature is issued. Once again, we're going to watch tomorrow closely, really tomorrow afternoon into the evening. Once again, don't expect not to see any rain in the morning. There's that chance that we could see some rain and some thunderstorms. I think it's going to really fall apart before it gets to us. The severe threat on that first round will, but then the focus will turn to the afternoon, and we'll have to watch that closely. Once again, this is a slight risk across the area. This will be posted back on here on Facebook and YouTube, so you can feel free to rewatch this, but we're going to watch it closely. We're going to keep you updated. I don't see any questions currently, but real quickly here, I do want to say big thanks to our sponsors, Palmer's Roofing, J&S Auto Supply, Terry's Place, and Fort Smith Therapy for all they do to help us get this information to you guys. Once again, we're going to monitor it closely, and we'll keep a close eye on this. So another thing is, don't expect everybody in the slight risk to see severe storms. Don't expect there to be every little location see a severe storm. These outlooks basically mean the atmosphere could produce severe weather. It doesn't mean everybody's going to see severe storms. That's one thing to take away from that. If you're in a risk, stay weather aware and have multiple ways to receive warnings. If you don't get a severe storm, be glad. Don't be mad about it, and please don't, because if you do that, that just irritates a bunch of people, including myself, because any day we don't see severe weather is a great day. If you think different than that, I don't know what to tell you, but once again, we'll continue to monitor this severe weather outlook closely, and we'll watch it. Once again, Friday, I know we did have a lot of reports of trees and wind damage and power outages across the area. So hopefully we don't see that tomorrow. Hopefully we don't see anything, but there's that chance. We're going to be watching it, and we'll keep you updated with any of the newest information that we receive. So once again, I don't see any questions right now, but if you see this as a video and you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and we'll get to you. We'll try to answer them to the best of our ability. But once again, we'll have more updates out tomorrow morning leading up to the event and such over there on Facebook. Then we'll have live nonstop radar coverage over there on the YouTube page. Make sure you're following both the Facebook and the YouTube page. If you don't know, on the throughout the week or throughout most of the week, we try to upload in the morning a morning outlook, which basically is a video version of the forecast that you see on Facebook in the mornings, and we go over the 6-day forecast and the newest information for that day and just talk about that and such and anything coming up. We are watching later this week, possibly across portions of Arkansas. We'll have to watch, but currently, after this severe threat, we'll get back on the 6-day forecast and the more usual forecast or more usual evening forecasts and morning outlooks. But let's get through this severe weather event first. But once again, if there's no other questions, we're going to go ahead and break away from this live stream. Continue to monitor the page. What's umpire going to look like? Once again, you have that chance for a severe weather. There's that slight risk in your area. You're going to have to watch from 2 p.m. to, I would say, 11 p.m. across the general area. For you, probably closer towards that 2 p.m. and a little earlier in the afternoon time frame for you. Once again, we're going to monitor it closely. There is the chance, all modes of severe weather are possible with this. The initial threat when storms first fire off, will be large hail and tornadoes. But then these storms will transition more into a line or linear mode, and that will turn more towards a damaging wind and a large or a brief tornado threat with that. So we're going to monitor it closely. Once again, this doesn't necessarily mean that everybody's going to see severe weather. This means that the chance is there for it, and you need to stay weather aware. Make sure you have multiple ways to receive warnings. Make sure you know where to go in case a warning is issued. Make sure you're following your local National Weather Service offices. For our friends in Polk, Montgomery, Garland, Hot Springs County, Grant County, Clark, Pike, over to the Fordyce area and such, that you're in the basically our areas are split up into the two National Weather Service offices, which is the National Weather Service office in Little Rock and the National Weather Service in Shreveport. When you can look up the National Weather Service's Facebook or internet page, and you can actually type in your zip code, and it will give you your local National Weather Service office. And let me type this in real quick, and I'll show you this real quick. But what you can do here is you can type in the National Weather Service on your search engine and such. And let me pull this up here briefly here real quickly, and let me adjust this here for you. So once again, when you search that, you'll click National Weather Service, and it'll bring you to a page like this. See this little area up here where you can type in your local zip code or such up here. Type in your local zip code. So for example, for Delight, we're going to type in, or you can type in your city name and such, and you'll pull it up, and it'll take you to a page like this. Well, let's let it load first. But it will take you to it'll take you to a page like this, and you'll see up here your local forecast office, and it's Little Rock. You can click that, and it'll pull up a lot of information here for you. Once again, it even has some really good information, and I want to show you this as well. Whenever we get a watch, this is basically means the difference between a watch and a warning. A watch means conditions are possible for severe thunderstorms or tornadoes, depending on what type of watch you get. And a warning means, hey, that there's a severe thunderstorm or tornadoes are occurring or could be possible with or are been spotted or something of that nature, and take immediate action. So once again, National Weather Service offices have great information, and hopefully that helps you as well. They also have Facebook pages and Twitter pages, and you can do that to help you find some more information. Always make sure you have multiple ways to receive warnings, just in case. It's always good to have that, just in case something happens and we're not able to go live, or if something occurs and we lose power or something. You have your sources to stay weather aware. That's the biggest thing. Make sure you always have multiple sources there for your information. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and break away from this severe coverage, or from this update. This will be posted. And Kevin also he typed up a discussion with regards to what failure modes are and the environmental conditions and lift for Sunday. A little more in depth, but he's great at doing that. I'm a little better on the side of kind of summarizing it there as well, towards hey, what could we see in such of that as well. But make sure you check out our Facebook page as well. We have different posts over there as well, and such for that. So once again, we're going to go ahead and get ready to end this live stream. Make sure you follow the page. Make sure you have multiple ways to receive warnings. I know I'm repeating myself, but I want to get that across. But once again, we'll be here. We'll be ready to track it right here at your source for all things Southwest Arkansas weather. Thank you very much, and have a good rest of your Saturday night. Be on the lookout tomorrow for the chance of severe weather, and we'll be watching it closely right here at your source for all things Southwest Arkansas weather.